Get ready for a thrilling ride as we dive into the highs and lows of Big 12 football in Week 3. This was a weekend that had it all, from dominating performances to disappointing losses, and even some surprises that left us scratching our heads. But here's where it gets interesting. Which teams prove themselves to be the real deal, and which ones are still struggling to find their footing? Let's break it down and explore the good, the bad, and the ugly of Big 12 football in Week 3. First off, kudos to the teams that took care of business against lesser opponents. You know, those delicious cupcake games that can be a great confidence booster. Baylor, for instance, crushed Samford 42-7, thanks to a solid run game and a defense that forced 4 turnovers. And then there was Cincinnati, which destroyed Northwestern State 70-0. With Brendan Sorsby throwing 5 touchdown passes and the defense allowing just 102 total yards. Texas Tech also impressed, coming out red hot against Oregon State with Baron Morton throwing for over 400 yards and 4 touchdown passes. Utah turned things around in the second half against Wyoming, rolling to a 31-6 win, while TCU took care of Abilene Christian 42-21. With Josh Hoover throwing for over 300 yards and 4 touchdown passes. And last but not least, Arizona State bounced back against Texas State with a 34-15 win, thanks to an excellent performance by Sam Leavitt and a great showing by Raleek Brown on the ground. Now, let's talk about Iowa State, which had a bit of a sleepy performance on the road against Arkansas State. The Cyclones looked cute with their play calling at times, but thankfully, their run game carried them to an 8-point win. However, the defense wasn't much better, letting Arkansas State run for over 150 yards and convert nearly 50% of their third down attempts. It was a lackluster performance, to say the least. On the other hand, West Virginia had a huge win against Pitt, outrushing the Panthers 174-47, and being the more physical team up front. The Mountaineers' defense got the stop they needed in overtime to secure the win, and Rich Rod's post-game comments were absolutely on point. And then there was Houston, which found its quarterback in Connor Weigman, who showed the country why he was so highly sought after coming out of high school. Weigman completed 15 of his 24 passes for 2 touchdowns without an interception, and added 83 rushing yards and 2 more scores on the ground. But here's where it gets controversial. What's going on with Arizona? Coming into the season, many folks thought Brent Brennan would be on the hot seat, but it looks like the Wildcats are actually improving. Noah Fifita looks more comfortable in the pocket, and Ismail Mott had a great game on the ground against Kansas State. The team fought back from mistakes and made plays when it mattered, which was impressive to see. And this is the part most people miss. Colorado is struggling without Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. The Buffaloes started Ryan Staub, who was at one point the third-string quarterback, and he didn't have much help from the run game. Defensively, they let Connor Weigman do whatever he wanted, allowing over 200 yards rushing to the Cougars. It's clear that this team's weaknesses are being exposed without its star players. Now, let's talk about the ugly. Kansas State is a mess right now. Avery Johnson has regressed, the run game isn't there, and the receivers aren't on the same page. The offense is a complete mess, and the defense is inconsistent. The special teams are flat out bad, and this team plays down to its competition. Chris Kleiman better find a way to fix it, or else his seat is going to get very warm. So, what do you think, folks? Do you agree with our assessment of the good, the bad, and the ugly of Big 12 football in Week 3? Who are your top teams, and which ones do you think are in trouble? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to tune in next week for more thrilling action in the Big 12.